Good evening, Professor. For my persuasive speech, I've decided to do my persuasive speech on how Janet Jackson is one of the most underrated recording artists of all time. Janet Jackson is one of the greatest recording artists of all time, if not the greatest recording artist of all time, whose career expands well over 40 years. Janet is one of the most awarded and accoladed entertainers of all time. In this speech, I will be answering some significant questions on why I believe Janet Jackson is one of the greatest musicians of all time. The question I believe that will justify why Janet is one of the greatest entertainers of all time is that Janet Jackson's measure of success, as well as her success compared in the industry and the impact that Janet Jackson has made on the music industry. Janet Jackson's success is what most artists aspire to be. As a singer, songwriter, dancer, actress, Janet has broken both records and barriers. Janet Jackson has sold well over 120 million albums in her career. The most recent album, Unbreakable, was released in the fall of 2015. According to Keith Califate of Billboard, it marks her seventh chart-topping album that makes her the third act to achieve a number one album in the last 4 decades. Janet Jackson is among a limited number of women with the most number one albums. Only Barbra Streisand with 10 and Madonna with 8 have more. Streisand and Jackson also are in rare company, along with Bruce Springsteen, are the 3 performers and the only acts in Billboard history to have number one albums lasting 4 different decades. That alone is amazing. In the music industry, musicians are often recognized for their talent with awards that symbolize acknowledgement by their peers and fans. Janet Jackson's nomination of awards include Emmys, Oscars, Billboard Awards, BET Awards, MTV Music Awards, American Music Awards, Essence Awards, Soul Train Music Awards, and NAACP Image Awards, just to name a few. These awards demonstrate how Janet's music has been received by the music industry. According to Chuck Phillips from the Los Angeles Times, in March of 1991, Janet Jackson signed an estimated $40 million 3-album deal with Virgin Record Company. Janet's deal was also topped by her own new deal 3 years later with an $80 million record deal from Virgin Records Company. Later in 1996, Janet re-signed that, which made her at the time the largest signing recording artist in the music industry's history. Another measurement of Janet Jackson's success is the placement of her singles on Billboard's Hot 100 charts. The chart is an industry standard in calculating the popularity of a recording artist's song. According to Candy Johnson, Janet Jackson is nothing short of an icon, with 13 number one R&B singles, 5 top 10 Billboard 100 hits, and 19 number one singles in the Hot Dance Club Play charts. Janet Jackson's chart success is compared by no other in the recording industry. According to Laura Woods from the Huffington Post, with numerous hits under her belt, it is no surprise that Janet Jackson's net worth is over $175 million. Janet Jackson has had numerous chart success throughout different genres of music, including pop, R&B, dance, hip-hop, and rock and roll, thus showing that Janet Jackson's diverse musicianship. Janet Jackson has impacted the music industry in numerous ways, from music videos to blockbuster tours. This also includes multi-million-dollar and multi-year recording contracts, not to mention Janet Jackson's influence on pop music recording artists present and future. Janet Jackson introduced intricate collaborative choreography performances in her music videos, introducing new visual effects to music performance videos. This ushered in a new standard for female entertainers, a trend that continues in the music industry to this day. Janet Jackson's lavish music videos became an identifying part of her brand. Janet Jackson's music videos are often duplicated by artists today. According to Connor Behan, one of Janet Jackson's hallmarks soon became her intricate and instantly iconic choreography, which also launched the careers of famous choreographers like Tina Landon and Paula Abdul. Janet Jackson is also known for her blockbuster tour. Janet Jackson's first international tour was 1990's Rhythm Nation. This brought in over $28 million over 110 shows. According to Connor Behan, the subsequent jaunt, imaginatively titled the Rhythm Nation Tour, were going to become one of the most successful debut tours by any pop performer, present or in the future. In addition, Janet Jackson has had several successful international tours spanning from 1990 to 2016. Janet Jackson's influence on the recording artist spans throughout numerous genres. The recording artists that she's inspired consist of Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce, Britney Spears, Ciara, Zendaya, just to name a few. In conclusion, Janet Jackson is one of the greatest recording artists of all time. The reason I chose to do my speech on her is that she's inspired me throughout my entire life. When I first discovered her in 1993 at the age of 13, becoming a teenager, moving into teenage years, which, as you know, can be very difficult. She wrote music that inspired me to become a better me, to accept myself and accept those around me. Throughout Janet Jackson's career, she has stayed true to herself regardless of the situation or public backlash. She is a true inspiration to all her many millions of fans, myself included. Thank you.